Ooh, my nipples are showing. Look at that. Let me go get me another shirt. We in here about to cook. We are not trying to do soft porn. I know I'm a little late. Just come on in here and sit down. This is how I feel when y'all be coming in here late and then be smoking. Rita. Come on in here. Let me put on my change of t-shirt. Hold on. Ooh. Hey girl, hey. Hey girl, hey. Hey girl, hey. Hey, hey girl, hey. Hey boy, hey. Just Jay said, keep the shirt. I know I'm a little late. Come on in here, have a seat, niece. Let me go over these rules, these house rules real quick. 1 book is $20. 2 books, $36. 3, $54. My Cash App ID is TheWriter. But if you have Zelle, then you can go ahead and use Zelle. My email address for Zelle is bookthewriter@gmail. I enjoyed myself in Charlotte. Monique Dixon. Hey girl, hey. Hey boy, hey. Thank you, Gemini lady. She said, and y'all, the books are worth every penny. You can purchase them through me directly. I will sign them and ship them out to you. We have some orders that are going to go out tomorrow. But you can also purchase through Audible, and I narrate the books on Audible. And if you don't like Audible, if you don't want to listen to them, then you can go on Amazon and purchase them directly through Amazon. Or you can download them to your device. You might want to download it to your Kindle, your iPad, or whatever you have, your Nook. All right? So all of the information about the books are always available at CraigTheWriterStewart.com. We got a nice little new floor rack or thing for the iPhone, for the YouTube people. We already had one for the iPad, but we got one for the YouTube people. But we're about to cook, y'all. I just came in from the gym. I know I'm a little late. I got my little shorts on and stuff. Don't be looking at my future. He got a nice future behind him. Now I'm going to wash my hands again. I'm going to wash my hands again. Good day thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart, and this is the Facebook and YouTube live versions of So Much to Say. These are my thoughts in my voice on black shit, white shit, gay shit, and everything in between. So listen, this is what we're going to have tonight. I've already diced up our fresh kale. This is fresh kale. I already cleaned it. I already diced it up. Okay? So we got this fresh kale ready. And we have Swiss chard. Okay? We have Swiss chard. Do you see that beautiful red stem on there? See that beautiful red stem? She's real veiny. The leaves are real veiny, but this is good for you, niece. All right? So I even put Swiss chard and kale in my smoothies. Okay? Now, I don't always use kale because kale will cause you to expel flatus. Who knows what expel flatus means? Have you farting all over the place, okay? So kale is very gassy. And you know how you open up your refrigerator and you can smell the kale in the refrigerator? That's how your gas will smell. So if you're trying to spend the night with somebody for the first time, if you're trying to spend the night with somebody for the first time, niece, stay away from the kale, okay? You be farting all in the car. Okay, y'all trying to get to the movies, you farting and passing gas and shit. You trying to turn the AC up in the car to kill the fragrance or the odor, or trying to sit real tight in the seat because you hoping that the fart gonna go down in the cushion, or be in the leather of the seat, depending on what kind of cloth or material the car is. So you want to stay away from this because she will have you farting in the middle of the night. You won't even have no control over it. You be rolling over trying to get in a better position, trying to get comfortable. Baby, you been farted and passed gas, and whoever you spending the night with for the first time and looked at you like, what the hell is going on? Okay? So, stay away from kale, niece. Now, I do use kale in my smoothies, but like I said, you gotta pace yourself with this, because she will have you bloated. And if you're worried about your stomach being flat or having the illusion of your stomach looking flat, kale will sometimes make your stomach protrude, okay? So stay away from that kale if you know. But kale is good for you. Lots of iron, and there's protein. Okay? Now, Swiss chard, now don't quote me, I'm just kind of guessing, but I think Swiss chard is related to kale. Now, it's in the same family. But the Swiss chard is not going to give you gas. It doesn't give me gas. Now, I had it in my smoothie earlier today. When I landed from Charlotte, I came home. I was really hungry. So what I did was I made a smoothie. I used Swiss chard. You just take a couple leaves and put it in your thing. Put it in your Vitamix or whatever it is that you use. I used some Swiss chard. I used a banana. I used a half of an avocado. Stop all that complaining about avocado, because you don't even have any flavor. It doesn't even taste like anything. So I used Swiss chard, banana, avocado. I used some parsley. Yes, fresh parsley. Fresh parsley. I used some fresh cilantro. And I used some peaches. I have some frozen peaches. I used some frozen mango. I used some frozen pineapple. Yes, it's a lot of things. And I put my Beat Elite. Remember, this is the same as the Power Beats. This is the same as the Power Beats, but this one is Beat Elite. It's just a different one. But this one is black cherry flavor. And then I put my vegan protein in there. Now this is just the Sprouts brand. Cause see, he ain't always got $30 and $40 for no protein. Okay? Hey girl, hey. Y'all ordering books, but y'all ain't ordering them like that. So anyway, I put some of that in there. And then my girl Tarnette sent me, let me show y'all what she sent me. Hold on, niece. Hold on. All right, Tarnette sent me some water, because I'm getting really low on water. Amen? So she sent me this water. It's called Flow. It's called Flow, niece. And see, she's in cardboard. She's in cardboard. Because actually, it's better for you to drink water out of cardboard or something that's not plastic. I know my Fiji water is in plastic. I'm going to need them to go on over to another product. Blackberry and hibiscus. She's real tasty. She's infused. See the picture of the blackberry on the side and the hibiscus plant? See that? So I had gotten, if you had Patreon, you would already, YouTube, y'all couldn't see me right there. If you have Patreon, I mean, now if you guys listen to Germain and gin, I'll drink Saint Germain and vodka, but it's a liqueur. So this one is infused with grapefruit juice and elderflower. She's nice. So what I did was I don't remember which one I used today, but I used this one in my smoothie today. One of them in my smoothie today. All right, let me put these up. So she sent me these. Now, what we're about to make now, this is what we're about to make now. We have a little shrimp over here that are thawing, not thawed out, okay? Those of you that walk around here sounding crazy, talking about you thawed out something, you didn't thaw out anything. It's thawed, okay? So I've thawed our shrimp. I didn't thaw out. I thawed our shrimp. Stop walking around here talking dumb, okay? Stop walking around here talking dumb. I've already thawed our shrimp. And I just had this kind of idea that I wanted to do shrimp and Swiss chard. I wanted to saute it, right? And so the Spirit had tapped me on my, and unthawing is not a word either, okay? Unthawing is not a word. And it's not thawed out. It's I thawed, past tense, Thawed. Amen? But the Spirit had tapped me today and said, go ahead and do some shrimp and Swiss chard. So I went on to the Google, and I typed in shrimp and Swiss chard recipe. And this is what came up. It said go ahead and get your little shallot. Now, I don't have any shallots, but I just diced up a regular white onion, okay? Improvise, niece, improvise. And then it calls for black pepper. It calls for ginger. Now, it asks for fresh ginger that you mince, but I'm not doing all that. I don't have that. I have ground ginger. It calls for minced garlic. We do have some minced garlic. And listen, I done told y'all before, ain't nothing wrong with the Great Value brand. Ain't nothing wrong with the Great Value brand, okay? There's nothing wrong with listen, there's certain things that you can cut corners on, and minced garlic is one of them. Now, those of you ladies that are walking around here with them cheap shoes, that's not something that you should be cutting corners on. Now, you should not cut corners on your shoes. Now, you can cut corners on minced garlic, but you do not want to cut corners on your shoes. See, that's why some of your shoes are leaning to the side, because you thought you could cut a corner on a cheap pair of shoes. See, that's why that thread is hanging from your shoe. You ever look at a person's shoes, man and woman, you ever look down at their shoes and you see the threads hang out because they didn't warm out? You don't want to cut soles. You don't want to cut corners on your shoes. You get you a good pair of shoes, niece. See, a good pair of shoes will last you for 10 years. All you got to do is take them to a cobbler. Yes, I said a cobbler, not a shoe shop. You take them to a cobbler and you get that whole sole replaced when you got a good shoe. If you get one of them little cheap shoes, they can't take one of them rubber soles off and replace that, niece, because the whole shoe gonna disintegrate. So listen. So the recipe calls for ginger, black pepper, minced garlic. It also asked me to dice up some fresh cilantro to mix in here with this Swiss chard and these shrimp. So I have some cilantro, because you know I use cilantro in my smoothies. If you have not tried cilantro and fresh cilantro in your smoothies, you're missing out. I'm telling you, fresh cilantro and fresh basil will have your insides singing. I'm not going to tell you no more. I done told y'all before. It will have your insides singing. Okay? I just wanted to smell it, that's all. Don't worry about me putting my nose in it. Y'all ain't getting none. And this piece is going to go in the trash. Now, I really could have ate that off the floor because, you know, I don't wear shoes in the house. Amen? You that have dogs and cats running around in your house, looks over at the white people. Those of you that have dogs and cats running around in your house and all up on the countertops and stuff, go ahead and throw it away. All right, so you get your little bit of cilantro out. And then put this back. Dr. Young has sent this to me. This keeps all of my greens and stuff crisp. All right, so put this back. We're going to dice up this little bit of cilantro. And y'all already know that I'm not good at chopping, so cut it out. Now, let me tell y'all while I'm cutting this up, I was on my way to Charlotte this past Saturday. Baby, this cilantro is just, girl, this cilantro smells amazing. When you get to chopping it up, y'all ain't, listen, y'all not cooking. If y'all not cooking with real stuff, real produce, real green produce, you ain't really cooking, niece. You ain't cooking. So anyway, now here's the thing. I'm going to get a little Old Bay as well because, see, I believe that, listen, whenever you have some seafood, you need to have some Old Bay. Now, the recipe didn't call for this, but see, somebody white probably made that recipe, probably put that recipe over there. But I'm going to need a little Old Bay in my shrimp. So I'm going to put this over here. Now, I need you guys to turn your attention this way. Turn your attention this way, people, because we're about to start cooking. And you two, let me slide y'all down because, see, y'all a little in the way now. And let me slide you guys over here. Is that good? Can y'all see? All right, then Facebook, y'all come over here. See how y'all can cooperate and just be beside each other and stuff without all of the bickering and arguing and stuff. So anyway, I was going through the airport the other day to go to Charlotte. And apparently the TSA agent, now this recipe calls for olive oil, But listen, we're out of olive oil, so we're gonna use this avocado oil that Tonette sent over here months and months ago. But this is fine. This is gonna work just fine. So we're gonna put our kale in this pan, and we're gonna put our Swiss chard and all this other stuff over here because we need a little more real estate. We need a little more room. Okay? We need a little more real estate. Now I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna use for my kale. Now listen, if you've never used this in your kale niece, I don't know what to tell you. All right, now let me show you real quick. Have you ever used liquid aminos? Have you ever used that? That was a question, niece. Listen, this is a participatory cooking class. Have you ever used liquid aminos? Now we're going to use this in lieu of salt. Amen. We're going to use this in lieu of salt. Denise, you can't have my bananas. These are for my smoothies, niece. When they get brown like that, they're really sweet. And so I use that for my natural sweetener. All right, so look, what we're going to do with this is we're going to put a little bit of onion in the pan for our kale. And we're going to get that sauteing with a little bit of avocado oil. And then we're going to drop our kale in there. And we're not going to put any salt. You can put some pepper in it. But we're going to use this in lieu of salt. Baby, when I tell you, first of all, it's going to give it a nice charred taste. But you use this in lieu of salt, niece. In lieu of salt. Okay? You get this in the grocery store. Like you get, just like you get the Bragg's apple. It's the same people that make the Bragg's apple cider vinegar. It's the same people, niece. Same people. Oh, and the recipe also for some of this. So listen. I was going through the airport the other day. Now pay attention to this pan because we about to start cooking. Yes, Queen Sugar will be back on June 12th. I'm excited about Queen Sugar. I can't wait for it to come back on. We will be talking thoroughly about Queen Sugar. If you have not already seen Queen Sugar, I need you to go back to the first season. Oh, you should try coconut aminos. I've never heard of that one. All right, so we're going to get a little bit of oil in this pan. We're going to get a little bit of oil in this pan. We're going to start with this one first because the kale doesn't take long at all to cook, so we're not going to do that just yet. So we're going to get this oil hot over here. And I like to start my pan off with a little oil, a little pepper, and a little onion. But I'm going to wait for that grease to get hot before I put that oil, before I put my onion in there. Not grease, because this is oil. You don't want to say grease. Grease sounds so pork bacon. But anyway, I was going through the TSA the other day, and I think the agent was remiss in not giving me my driver's license back. So I done got to Charlotte, and I'm looking for my driver's license because, I had to check into the hotel, niece. Well, fortunately, a savvy traveler travels with more than one identification. I had my passport with me, niece. Because, see, if I didn't have that passport with me, I would have had trouble trying to get back to the city of Atlanta. Coming through that airport. Now, I would have been able to get through because I have a picture of my driver's license in my phone. But also, they would have just had to, go through a bunch of steps. But I would have had to get to the airport extra early. So we have our onion, okay? We done diced up some onion. All right, so we're going to get that going. We're going to get that going. And we're going to save some onion because we're going to use some for our kale. I saw somebody say, Craig, you need to start eating earlier. Here's the thing, niece. When you're eating just roughage, it's okay if you eat late. Now, those of you, for the children that are eating spare ribs and fried pork chops at 10, 12 o'clock at night, you all need to calm down eating late like that. Now, if you're just eating roughage, niece, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with eating roughage. It's that other stuff that y'all doing. Okay? All right, so we got that going. And then what we're going to do is, I want to go ahead and get our cilantro in here first. I'm going to get that cilantro going. And I'm going to season them shrimp, because see, those shrimp got to be seasoned by themselves. They got to have their own seasoning. Oh, I should have put that minced garlic in here. I forgot. I should have let that minced garlic hit this pan first. But that's okay. We'll come back for her. Listen, I wish you could smell this in here. I wish you could smell this in here, niece. Niece. Do y'all smell what I'm smelling? All right, y'all pay attention to that. I got to get something over here. I got to get our shrimp ready. If somebody watch the stove. Don't let Rita do it. She been burned out shit up messing with them cigarettes. She too busy trying to smoke. Somebody else watch our stuff now. Cause we trying to eat tonight, not tomorrow. All right, so I have strained our shrimp. Hold on. I'm rinsing our shrimp. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and season our, this is a little black pepper. A little black pepper needs. And remember the recipe called for some apple cider vinegar. Now I don't know what that will do, but I'm gonna go ahead and follow the directions and I'm gonna put maybe 2 tablespoons. Okay. Two tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. And then remember, we got to get our minced garlic. So that's gonna help with the flavors. That minced garlic is gonna help with the flavors. Now we're just gonna do one. Ooh, it smells good. Girl, that apple cider vinegar going on in here. And remember, we need our ginger. We need our ground ginger. Amen. Amen. Get that ground ginger going. Now you use it at your own, you know. Do it at your own measure, use your own feeling of how much you want to put in terms of like the ginger. I like ginger, so I'm just seasoning our shrimp over here. Only thing I'm putting on it is some Old Bay. That's it. Well, I'm gonna put a little pepper on it too. Old Bay and pepper. You also be watching the stove. Who watching the stove? Because Rita cannot be trusted. She too busy trying to get them cigarettes going. All right, so we done seasoned our shrimp. See that? Pop this in here. And once we get going, we're going to move over here to our kale. Now remember, you want to have, since you got good pots and pans in your house, you got ceramic pots and pans, or you have copper pots and pans like me, then you want to get you some wooden or plastic utensils. Okay? So we're going to move this around in here. This is mostly roughage needs. And so by the morning time, I'm going to have a nice bowel movement. See, that's the thing. You want to be able to move a load after every meal. So anyway, TSA didn't have my ID. They had my ID. So when I came back to the airport today, I went to the Lost and Found for TSA. And wouldn't you know, my ID was right there on the top. See, that wasn't nothing but God. Because see, if I had to go and get a new driver's license, I would have been upset. Now, direct your attention over here to this pan. We're about to get our kale going. Now, you want to get a nice heat on that. So turn that up to about a little past medium heat, okay? Turn that up. We're going to go ahead and get our... Now, here's the thing. For those of you who like spicy food, you could put a little spicy sriracha oil on your in this dish right here with the shrimp. You could do that. I could have used that instead of the avocado oil. That would have changed the flavor as well. Okay? That would have changed the flavor as well. But I wasn't feeling all that tonight. I want to be able to eat without having to blow my nose. You know, them spices get to running and throwing your nose off. Girl, when I tell you, this smells amazing in here. This smells amazing. Now, this is the first time that I've actually cooked Swiss chard. Because I usually put it right in my smoothies and blend it up and eat it raw. You know what I'm saying? Eat it raw through my smoothies. So this is my first time. Now, make sure you let them shrimp cook until they turn a little pink. Okay? If they're still gray niece, they're not ready. If they're still gray niece, your shrimp are not ready. They need to be a nice pink color. All right, now we're going to use a little bit of olive oil. Now we're going to use less than what we used over here. Because remember, we're going to douse it with our liquid aminos. So we're just going to put a little bit in here. And this little oil is really just for our onion. And it's really to kind of saute our onion just a little bit. All right, now once she gets good, gets good and hot, we're gonna go ahead and drop these onions in here. And this is gonna be our meal. Now you might be saying, well, why do you need to have 2 greens? The same reason y'all sit around eating 2 pieces of meat. The same reason. Okay? Ain't nothing wrong with having 2 greens, niece. This is gonna help satiate me. So tonight I won't be looking for no barbecue potato chips and stuff. I won't be looking for no Kit Kats and things. You know how y'all be talking about, oh, I got the munchies. I just need a little snack. And you over at the Krispy Kreme. Or you eating one of them old over pasteurized honey buns from the gas station. You know them big old honey buns that y'all be getting from the gas station? All right. So we got that over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to drop our kale in this pan. Look at that fresh kale. Hey, niece. Now what we're going to do is we're going to season her with a little bit of black pepper. And once she really starts sauteing, these, now you can start putting your seasonings away because we're done for the most part. And you can put a little bit more ginger over here. You can put a little bit more ginger over here on this. Once she starts sauteing, she's starting to pop. Now I'm going to get a new utensil because we got more than one utensil. Some of y'all got one spatula. We got more than one utensil over here, 227. So see, she's nice and she's brittle and she's crisp. She's gonna have a nice little crunch to her when you eat her. She's gonna have a nice crunch. So you saute her a little bit. Once that pan starts getting a little dry because all of your leaves are pretty much covered with oil, that's when you want to douse her with that liquid aminos over there. And we're gonna turn her down a little bit because she's getting a little ahead of herself. But them shrimp are looking real nice. They looking all plump and juicy. Girl, this look better than the recipe online. So I tend to do that a lot. Like when I have ingredients, like one day I had black beans in here and I knew I needed to make something and I knew I needed to use those black beans. And I just Googled recipes with black beans. That's all you got to do. Just figure out what you're going to use. All right, she's getting small. This kale getting small. Now watch this. So she get the sizzling. You don't need a lot of that liquid aminos. If you put too much, she's gonna be salty. Okay? She's gonna be real salty. Now the liquid aminos has less sodium than regular salt needs. That's why I say you don't need to put nothing else on. I'm trying to tell you, that liquid aminos. YouTube is paused. What's going on with YouTube? Is it still paused? I don't know what's going on with YouTube. Come on over here and sit down so we can eat.